Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and yet another episode of my F1 2018 career mode. Today we are here for the German Grand Prix, round number 10 or 11 of the season. I'm not actually sure, but pretty much second half of the season territory as we get to the halfway stage, and we're now starting to go towards the end, or come towards the end of the European season, and soon we'll be going back to the flyaway races. But if you guys did miss the last race for the British Grand Prix, my home race, then do check it out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen, because it was a very interesting race, and we definitely was up against it in a car that you could argue is not nowhere near the fastest one on the grid. As you can see right now on the R&D chart, we are 4th best on the performance chart, and some races you can really tell that's where the car realistically is. Also, I apologise in advance because I am still ill. I made a video yesterday, just a short one, 25% race as Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes W10, but again in that video I explained I've just been ill these last couple of days, so bear with me for this video guys, and hopefully you can put up with my voice being a little bit more strange than what it usually is. Also I do have a little bit of a cough as well, so yeah, with that being said, we're going to jump straight into it here for qualifying at the Hockenheim, and we're going to see exactly how this session goes. I love this track. It's really good fun, especially because I've got a decent setup on the car, and also I'm looking forward to it because I pre-recorded the qualifying a few days ago. However, I'm yet to record the race, and there's been a brand new patch that's just dropped on the brand new on the F1 game, which states that the tyre temperature has been fixed now, based off of the video I made a little while ago, which I'll talk about this in a separate video. But basically, I'm excited because I want to see if the new patch has fixed the game, and the tyre temperatures are no longer a factor in the F1 game. So let's see how it goes. But nonetheless, we're going to jump into qualifying. We're going to see how this session pans out. We're going to go for a couple of runs here on the ultra soft compound tyres, the fastest available compound, and bear in mind that for this racetrack around the Hockenheim, the tyres available are ultras, softs and mediums. There are no super softs, so it's going to make it interesting for strategy, as we're going to see how things pan out pretty much. But now, in terms of the qualifying, in our first run here on the ultra softs, it wasn't too bad, but definitely not a great run. It was just a decent little banker lap to see how the car was performing, and the car was working really nicely. I was really happy with it. The balance was great, and generally I felt pretty confident. I felt I could really push, as you can see there, purple final sector towards the end of that lap as we go P2 behind Charles Leclerc. But now moving on to our second of 3 runs here on another set of ultra softs. You can see they're losing the back end a little bit through that right hander on the exit. We do go fastest through sector 1, and sector 1 was my strong point. Sector 3 as well. Sector 2 I was very poor at compared to the AI, so I knew I was losing time through that sector. But as you can see, we're only a fraction down here as we now go into the final sector, but we were a little bit wider and just invalidate our lap by running off the track, all 4 wheels off of the racetrack. Strict corner cutting rules meaning that our lap is not going to count, so unfortunately our second run is compromised, but we're not going to run on board for my best run of the session. Straight away, turn 1, 7th gear, really carrying the speed through turn 1. They're keeping it absolutely beautifully flat, and they're carrying the speed through as we now go towards turn number 2 and now into turn number 3. It's all about momentum through here and letting the car flow, and also feeling the confidence in the setup. We absolutely nailed with the first sector because turn 1 was so perfect. It was barely a lift, just closing the DRS, not braking, just one single downshift, and we got it beautifully perfect. Then into the hairpin again, nice rotation in first gear, really getting in for that late apex as we now get good traction on the exit of the corner, and we go flat out through this right hand kick in towards the Mercedes-Benz grandstand, down a couple of gears, down to gear number 4, and it's all about keeping it nice and tight through here to really open up this right hander so you can go flat out through here and carry the speed. A little bit of a mid-corner oversteer, but still we're looking good here as we now go into the final sector, throwing the car in, this time not running wide on the curb there as we now go into the hairpin. Third gear action, really trying to rotate the front end as we got the power, nice bit of traction going through the chicane, and now through the final 2 corners here, it's all about using the curbs and attacking the racetrack, and we get it absolutely perfectly as we open up DRS, run it up to the line, and it's going to be pole position here at the Hockenheim. First place for now. There's still 50 seconds left on the clock, so we're going to wait and see if people do improve their lap times, and as you can see, nobody else actually did, so we're going to take a rare pole position, a very rare P1 in qualifying this season. I think it might be my first pole of the entire season, dare I say, and we beat Charles Leclerc there to top spot, and also Lewis Hamilton, to be fair, doing a very good job of getting 3rd place in the other Mercedes. Kimi Raikkonen P4, the championship leader, decent qualifying from him, but he's going to start on the 2nd row, and then we've got Hulkenberg, Vettel, Sainz, Ericsson, Alonso and Perez rounding out the top 10. But all in all, guys, that is a very decent grid and my best qualifying of the season. The car feels absolutely sublime around here, and I'm looking forward to potentially converting this pole position into a race win. But let's see what happens. With that being said, that's the story of qualifying. We're now going to move into the race for the German Grand Prix.
There's nowhere at all I'd rather be today than here at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix. We have an incredibly competitive field this year, which means we should be in for a treat. And judging by the sea of people filling the grandstands, there's a fair-sized chunk of Germany that agrees with me. We're racing in the Rhine Valley this weekend at the home of many of the sport's finest competitors. The 2.8-mile Hockenheim ring requires precision through the technical stadium section and great raw speed down the long, flat-out curve towards the popular overtaking zone of the Turn 6 hairpin. Watch out for a lot of wheel-to-wheel action there today. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let's talk about Martinez. That was a great podium in the last race, so can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Martinez lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Raikkonen, Nico Hülkenberg, and Vettel, Sainz, Ericsson, Alonso, and Sergio Perez. Gasly, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, and Ocon. Hartley, Van Dorn, Romain Grosjean, and Lance Stroll. Sirotkin and Kevin Magnussen rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Right then, here we go. It's race time for the German Grand Prix. We start from first place on the grid, I believe, our first pole of the season. And it's going to be an interesting race. The first race since patch 1.16 came out. And hopefully we will get to see how the tyre temperatures, get on around here, especially on these ultra soft tyres, which are the ones we qualified on. Now, in terms of race strategy, this isn't really accurate because we don't really do the race strategy program in practice. Therefore, tyre life isn't really accurate. I'm going to try and go for the one-stopper with the ultras onto the mediums, but we will see how it goes. I'd like to think now with the patch, if it does work, we should be able to go ultras onto the mediums all the way to the end. However, if not, then we are going to go for the strategy that's on screen right now and try and go quite aggressive on the softs. Now, that being said, fuel-wise, we're going to go pretty conservative, or should I say aggressive, in this particular case, because I've now realised how fuel-efficient these Season 5 cars are. So I'm going to run just one extra lap of fuel, especially because I'm starting from the front. I want to be nice and light to be aggressive at the start of the race. Now, with that being said, let's just jump into it here. Let's see how the race goes, and it's now time for the German Grand Prix. Let's go. Right, here we go. Let's get ready for the 5 red lights here at the Hockenheim. The lights are on and they are off, and away we go. Decent start off of the line. Very, very nice start there. No issues with wheel spin, and we get through turn 1 unscathed, and that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Probably my best start of the season as well. Combine that with my best qualifying, and it's been the ideal scenario, and we go straight onto the back straight here for the first time in first place. What a start that was. I'm actually so impressed with how well that getaway was. It was absolutely perfectly smooth. Leclerc though, he's on my tail, and he's already hunting me down. We know how fast that Sauber is, so it's going to be a hard battle. I think a race level battle with Charles. I think he's going to be on my tail most of the Grand Prix. Lewis has lost a few places as well. He's starting from P3. He's all the way down to P5 as I run a little bit deep there into Mercedes-Benz grandstand. Just need to get used to the car and the heavier fuel in these conditions. But Leclerc's definitely going to be on my case. I can tell already he's got a lot of straight line speed in that Sauber car. Oh, Romain Grosjean out of the race. First retirement already. Grosjean out of the German Grand Prix. And look at Leclerc really coming at me here with some very high top end speed. He when we max out, he just keeps on finding more and more speed on the straight. That Sauber extremely fast. But I feel confident though. I think we've got a good package, and we can deliver this result for the team's home race. Just got to stay composed and make sure that we remain strong through sectors 1 and 3, which is where I'm normally quickest. Right, there we go, 12.5. Fastest man on the racetrack. The RS now enabled. There's Grosjean. So far, so good. I reckon we can go a lot faster than that as well. I'm just trying to find my feet, get used to the conditions. The longer we go on this first stint on the Ultras, the better. So it's important to go long in this race. Leclerc is I reckon he's just managed to hold on to DRS there, but he doesn't have Raikkonen for company, so hopefully that should distract him a little bit. Leclerc now with the fastest lap. He's picking up the pace a little bit in the Sauber car. Need to try and re-establish my lead here a little bit. I need to get the gap out over a second to clear him from DRS. But I am struggling to really open up that window, has to be said. Leclerc's pretty close, 6/10. Tyres look okay for now, which is good. Leclerc though is so fast on the straight, it really is. Okay, Leclerc and Raikkonen pit in. Quite interesting. We're going to stay out for a little bit longer here as we cut that corner a little bit. Back end getting a little bit loose. We're going to keep on going here. I think Leclerc and Raikkonen are probably going for the 2-stop. Rear end feels a little bit loose. My left rear is getting towards the danger zone on temperatures. So probably going to come in this lap to try and make sure we don't overheat our tyres. Alright, back end slipping out a little bit there. Left rear is overheating a little bit now. But into the pit lane, we've made it. Now let's get it all slowed down, there we go. Right, onto a set of soft compound tyres. I think we're going to get held up here. Come on. Yeah, we've been held up, great. We've lost a lot of time there. Damn it. Thanks to Vettel and Sainz, we might have to rejoin behind Leclerc and Raikkonen. Here comes Charles Leclerc now. A little bit of contact there with the AI through turn 1. There goes Charles Leclerc, he's going to go past us. The undercut has worked. And it looks like the lollipop staying down and me having to wait has made all the difference as Leclerc has jumped me on track for position. That's not great. Look at the acceleration. That Sauber car, absolutely ridiculous. Right then, so looks like we're going to have to use a slower traffic as a way to get back past Leclerc, it seems. Because on acceleration, that Sauber's way too quick. So let's get our head down and let's get to work. Lewis in the pit lane and also Leclerc now stuck behind Stroll and this slow traffic. All these guys are on soft compound tyres, so it's going to make it quite interesting for overtaking purposes. Look at that Sauber go. Leclerc flying up to Stroll here, down the inside at turn 1. He gets the move done, but he compromises his line, and here we go. We're going to draw alongside of Charles Leclerc here, down towards turn 2. We're going to go very late on the brakes, very deep into the corner to go for the squeeze. And there we go, very nice textbook move there on the Sauber, to the point where Leclerc won't come back at me. Somehow I've not got DRS, but not to be too worried about, as we have got back past Charles Leclerc. A little bit hot into the hairpin there. Got to try and bring that one back for a late apex of sorts. We're at P8 now. Got a few more cars to get through, four to be exact, in terms of traffic. Alright, here we go. Let's try and size up Brendan Hartley for an overtake here. I think turn 1's going to be the way it's going to go. Carrying the speed. There we go. Good momentum. I tapped the back of him slightly, to be fair. I want to try and go around the outside of the Kiwi. No way through though, he holds on. Good defending from Hartley there. And that's got Charles Leclerc back into play. Look at the Sauber go. Oh my god. That car just doesn't stop going on the straight. Oh no. Wow. Got that way wrong. Way wrong. I'm going to straighten her up. And I mean, we're back on the track. Here comes Leclerc though down the inside. Side by side with the Sauber driver. We're going to hold the inside line. There we go, we just about hold on, but that was a scary moment. Luckily I didn't collect anybody at the hairpin, I managed to go straight on. And just about a miss Ocon, but that was way too scary. Completely misjudged the braking, was carrying way too much speed into the brake zone. Hopefully, second time I'm asking, we can get this one done. So here we go. Let's try and cook up Hartley for a nice little move. Turbo once again is going to be the best option. There it is, carrying the speed. Ocon's actually going to go defensive here. And Hartley's going to try and go around the outside. Let's try and get the switchback set up. There we go. Ocon and Hartley come to blows a little bit. We're going to cash in on this. We're going to get the toe on Hartley. We're going to pull to the inside, overtake and Rich Mix engaged. 3 wide. Look at this, Ocon's still going. We'll have to try and go deep into the hairpin. Use first gear to rotate the car. On the power again. Rich Mix and maximum ERS modes engaged, but Ocon in the Force India still holding on, but we're going to go on the outside. Ocon backs out. We run a little bit deep, but we have got it slowed down. And we are going to take those positions this time definitively. After a tough scrap, we've made it work. That was a great little battle there, but we're finally in P6. I do have the slightest bit of end plate damage on the front right hand side of the wing. Might have been from that contact with Hartley on both occasions, but it's not causing me any performance loss that I can notice, so I think we're still okay to continue here as things stand. Car still feels great. Right, here we go. On Magnussen, I'm going to try and go to the outside. He's attacking Van Dorn at the same time. We're going to go side by side here, and I'm going to get the car around the outside. But now Magnussen's going to get a second wave of straight line speed. I'm going to try and go around the outside there. Magnussen has to yield, and we take the position. Up next, Stoffel Van Dorn, but we're making good progress here. Leclerc's kind of got caught up in a bit of a battle with Kimi and those AI cars, so they've dropped back, but they have cleared them now. You can see the mini-map, they're just a couple of seconds behind, so it's important for me to clear these guys on the softs as quick as possible, because these are all for position, these overtakes. Even the 3 cars in front, they're all for position, so we need to actually catch them up on track, because that's genuine. They're going to do the one-stopper with the softs onto the medium, so it's important to get these overtakes done. Here we go, we're going to get Van Dorn ready for a move, and there we go. Nice bit of momentum through turn 1. That's going to be a very easy move. Easy as you like. Getting past off Van Dorn there. Power down. We should be okay to stay in front. Purple sector 1. And we're now up in the P4 in this race. Decent progress. Will Van Dorn though come back at me here? He is gaining. We're going to have to go defensive just to cover the inside. A bit deep on purpose to make sure Van Dorn does not even attempt to hang it around the outside. And there we go. Right, that one's done this time, definitively. Now we can chase after Verstappen. Car feels absolutely sublime at the minute as we match our personal best. This patch has definitely resolved my issues, as I'm actually able to push now and drive at a much quicker pace, which I'm so happy about. Right, Verstappen comes in, as does Pierre Gasly. Ricciardo stays out for one more. But we're racing those guys for position on this race, because they're going for the one stop, so they're going to go into the mediums and go to the end of the Grand Prix. That's my second track extended of the Grand Prix now, so one more and I'm going to have a penalty coming my way. It's important to close the gap to Ricciardo, who is the net race leader at the minute. Important to close the gap as much as possible this lap. Gap 6.4, let's try and get that down. Okay, Ricciardo comes in, so we're going to inherit the race leader once again. Ricciardo onto mediums. Now this is when it gets interesting, because Ricciardo, Gasly and Verstappen will be on medium tyres. We're scheduled to come in around lap 20, and we're going to come in though for a set of softs, so we will have the tyre advantage for the final stint. So this could be a pretty interesting climax to this Grand Prix. Leclerc's dropped off the pace now. It's Raikkonen and Vettel who are the nearest challengers to me. I've also gone down to standard fuel and medium ERS to try and get everything back on target a little bit, so I can basically push again in the final stint. And yeah, these laps now, from now until lap 20, it's all about running a consistent pace with these current engine modes. Ferraris are going very quick at the minute. They're closing me down. My pace is okay. I think it's just a question again of my car not being great in terms of its overall performance. The Ferrari is just a faster car, and they're closing me down. But Vettel and Kimi are battling, or one of them's pit, one or the other. Either way, we're scheduled to come in this lap, so I'm going to keep it in hot lap mode for the in lap, as we have now saved all of our ERS to get back on target. Also, let's look at these tyre temperatures. I mean, look at the patch. It's made all the difference. Temperatures under control, everything's underneath 100. Exactly how you want it to be, and my cause for struggling on my tyres is tyre wear, not tyre temperatures. Exactly what we want. Either way, let's keep pushing here. Strong in lap, exactly what I needed. And now into the pit lane, through the penultimate corner, get down to Lee Mix, into the pit entry, this time onto the gravel a bit there. At least we didn't enter sideways, and there we go, getting it slowed down. Decent little stop. Hopefully we don't get held up here this time. Come on. There we go, no hold ups. Beautiful 2.3 stop, just what I wanted. We just missed the Ferrari. And there we go, we've got the 3 medium tyre suspects in front of us. Here comes Verstappen. It's going to be close, but I think he's just going to have me. Up to speed straight away here. If we can get past Verstappen straight away, that'd be great, even though my tyres are a little bit cold. I don't really have the grip there yet. I reckon we're still within range here, even though we're not the best on the straight. Here we go, overtake ERS along with Rich Mix. We're gaining on Verstappen. Can we go for it here? Late on the brakes. Down the inside, we barge our way through. Aggressive move. Had to be done though, we had to cash in on that. And the job is done. We needed that overtake and gave Max Verstappen a taste of his own medicine, you could say. Lewis pits in, so we're going to take third place in this race. So we're at least on for a podium. Gasly and Ricciardo next on the mediums. Let's try and hunt those guys down and try and win this race. Fast up of the Grand Prix. There you go. Car's working beautifully. Somehow didn't get a corner cut there. Very lucky. Pushing my luck a little bit too much at the minute. Got to be careful. One more extend and I'm in trouble. But we are definitely gaining, and Gasly and Ricciardo are starting to battle here, so that's going to only make it easier for me to catch up. Another fastest lap, 11.2, faster still. Really gaining on Gasly and Ricciardo here. Also, Raikkonen has made the move, so he's now beginning to catch up. And Vettel's not too far behind him either, so the Ferraris are not letting me go just yet. Right, we've got within DRS here. I've just gone back to standard engine modes to save a little bit more fuel and mainly get my ERS back on target. And then we'll try and unleash an attack on these two. Okay, Gasly goes defensive. Interesting. That's going to put him on the back foot quite badly now. We find the traction. Oof, man, that was risky. Gasly there completely closing the door on me. We're going to switch to the left. Little pocket of space, and we're going to make that move and cash in on that. Very easy move. And job done with our P2. Daniel Ricciardo. Last remaining one to get into the lead of this race once again. Right. Battery recharged, so we can now push with ERS again. Right, battery recharged. ERS is back to full capacity. We've got a nice bit of fuel to burn. In other words, we're going to go full out attack and try and get past Ricciardo as soon as possible here. We are within DRS. We are going to be a little bit too far back, I think, this time around, unless Ricciardo runs out of speed. He is pretty slow, to be fair, but we're not really close enough just yet. We're going to have to be patient. Can I get him here, maybe? Might get a chance, actually. We are going to get the momentum. Yes, we do. This is it. Down the inside, little lock up, but we are going to get it done. And we are into the lead of the German Grand Prix. Just make sure we didn't run wide, otherwise it would have been the end of our winning hopes, picking up a 3-second time penalty, but luckily we survived. Now let's try and open up a gap. If we can get a 3-second gap, that would help us out, so even if we did get a penalty, it means we still keep the race win. Just realised I got a light yellow damage on both sides of my front wing now, so it's definitely noticeable. I can feel that my car is quite understeer in the front end now, compared to what it was a few laps ago. But I'm still driving at a strong pace, and I reckon because Gasly and Ricciardo are battling, and the Ferraris are going to, try and get through, but they're also battling amongst themselves as well, I reckon we should be okay to survive. I'm definitely having to be careful with the understeer. It's definitely kicking in quite heavily. I'm really struggling now. Car is just so understeery. If I do pick up my final track extend now, I'm going to finish this race like 4th. So it's important to maybe come off the pace a little bit and focus more on my track limits, because you can see those 4 cars behind me. The Ferraris are making moves, and they're now behind Gasly here. So with 2 laps to go, we might come under pressure next lap. It could be possible. Right, last lap. Let's bring it home. Keep the gaps behind, make sure we don't concede anything. I think we should be okay personally. Right, here we go into the final sector. It's been a very good race. We've controlled it. Even with the front wing damage towards the end, we've managed to hold on. Final 2 corners here. Let's keep it nice and easy. Let's not make any mistakes. And there we go, out the final corner. We're going to win the German Grand Prix. What a race, what a performance, and yet another win for us in the championship. Big things for the championship that won, and a good performance there. Very happy with the entire weekend.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes then are on top today.
Right, so there we have it then. We win the German Grand Prix here at the Hockenheim ahead of Sebastian Vettel, the home favourite, and Pierre Gasly getting a brilliant third place for Toro Rosso there on the one-stop strategy. Kimi Räikkönen, the man who is my main championship rival, gets P4, and then we've got Daniel Ricciardo P5 in the first of the Red Bulls, Lewis Hamilton P6, Charles Leclerc P7 there, but you look at the gaps, and the top 7 covered by 7.6 seconds. It was a very close race, and the pace was very, very intense and very high. And ultimately, we managed to score more points than Leclerc and Raikkonen, which is the main thing. Then Verstappen 8th, Vandal 9th, and Fernando Alonso P10. They're running out the top 10. And as we go towards the second half of the table, Grosjean and Ericsson were the 2 retirements of the Grand Prix. Now, in terms of the driver standings, you can see we lead now by 38 points over Kimi, who retakes second place ahead of Charles Leclerc. Hamilton remains in P4, and the 7 points clear of Sebastian Vettel, who overtakes Carlos Sainz. And in terms of the constructors, we lead by 45 points over the prancing horses. So all in all, a decent weekend's work here at the Hockenheim, and we go again in the next race for the Hungarian, I believe, for the Hungarian Grand Prix, should I say. But yeah, we're going to jump into the laptop now and get some upgrades on the car. So that being said, let's just jump into it and let's see how we can improve the Silver Arrow.
Was there really any competition for you today? You must be thrilled to be up on the podium. Things are looking up after last week, aren't they? You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you? Great. Well, that's everything.
Right then, so here we are on the R&D screen. Now, unfortunately, things haven't worked out as I would have liked, because if you go to the powertrain, we are going to Hungary next, and after that, it's time for Spa and Monza, which are power circuits. Now, on the engine side of things, the only possible upgrade that's realistic and makes sense is this one here, which is fuel technology for extra power. This one's going to cost 1,575 points, which is 200 more points than what we already have. So unfortunately, I was hoping to get this for the next race, but it's not going to happen. So I'm not sure whether to sit on the 1,300 points and wait, or we can get 2 upgrades, one for this race, and then, or should I say, one for the next race and one for the race after. I'm thinking along the lines of getting this aero upgrade here, which is going to cost us 792 points, and then after that we can go over to the chassis and get the tyre wear upgrade. That would help us out a little bit, I think. So actually, I'm going to do that instead. I'm going to go for the tyre wear upgrade for Hungary first. That should arrive for the next race. And then we should have this aero one for Spa, hopefully in time if we're lucky. And that should hopefully help us out, along with, if we put in a fresh engine for Spa, that should make up for the deficit in terms of power. Because if we look at the engines, we're using Power Unit 1 at the minute, as you can see here. It's all looking pretty good. But obviously we could put in a brand new Power Unit 2 for Spa and Monza, and that would be a hell of a lot more powerful. And that's going to really help us out. So I'll probably do that in the short term, and hopefully that will sort us out. But nonetheless, guys, if you did enjoy this video, career mode, then please do drop a like, and also get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content. Turn notifications to not miss a single upload from me, and finally check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.